Good morning. This is the Grumpy Baker. Well, I'm back. It's been a long haul today. I don't know what everybody did, but I did shit. Sat around doing nothing, except thinking about what to do when I come back. Well, the first thing we're going to do this week is we're going to make a nice soft dinner roll. It will be no kneading, just like all my other recipes. They're easy to do, no strength needed, no machines needed, and I'm sure for Christmas all those men and women got new mixers and new blenders and who knows what. Well, you don't need that shit, and I keep telling you that, but nobody listens. Well, too bad for you. You want to spend all that money? Well, go ahead. Anyway, so we're going to make a dinner roll. It's very simple, very easy. It is not time consuming. Anybody can do it. So let's get to it. First thing you do is 1 cup of milk and a half a cup of water, and then lukewarm. Just like all our other recipes, make sure it's not boiling hot or the yeast will activate too quick. Okay? So you put that in the bowl. And of course, sugar. So now this recipe calls for 1/4 cup of sugar. Well, I wouldn't put that much in. Okay? That's all up to you. But you put in the amount you want. You can put in teaspoon, you can put 2, you can use honey, you can use sweetener, you can use whatever you want. Sugar cane, I don't give a shit. Use whatever you want. Now, yeast. So it's 1 tablespoon of yeast, and just like all our other ones, you let it sit for a little bit, and just till it starts to foam, okay? It's very simple, very easy. You let it go. It will foam quickly, okay? Now, with this recipe, it takes about 10 minutes to make it, get it all ready, and let it rise. Okay, then it's 30 minutes in the oven, and it's done. You can make small dinner rolls. You could even use this recipe to make a bun, like a hamburger bun or a hot dog bun. Okay? It's very versatile. You can use it for a lot of things. Anyways, once the yeast starts to break down a bit, you can stir it a bit. There. Now, it's starting to break down. So, it is 4 cups of flour. Now, if you remember, I always say don't scoop your flour with the big scoop and press it. Okay, if you do that, you will not get 4 cups. You'll end up with 5 or 6. Okay, so it's very simple. Do not add all that flour scooped. Just use something, so what if you're a little messy? Who cares? You can clean it up later. So you get the flour in. And like I always say, do not use this scoop and scoop it and compress it, because then it's not 4 cups. It will be probably closer to 5. And then everybody goes, well, how come my bread turned out so weird? Too hard. Well, that's why. Then you use 1.5 teaspoons of salt, or whichever you like to do. Do not put the salt with the yeast. The salt will kill the yeast, and you don't want that. Okay? Then 2 eggs mixed up. Okay? 2 eggs. And 3 tablespoons of melted and then cooled butter. If you don't let anything cool, it doesn't need to be hot, but you don't want it too hot. Warm is good. Just let it cool. The butter is easy. Then you just mix it and stir it like I always do. Okay? It's very, very wet. It'll be a little wetter dough, which is fine also. You know, take it with a grain of salt. Anyway. So, once it's all mixed in, now you can judge on how much flour you want. 4 with this flour isn't quite enough, so I just add another 1/4 cup at a time. You don't want it stiff, but you want it to form at least a dough so that it rolls off the whatever you're mixing it to. You want it to come off the sides. Okay, very simple. You don't have to go crazy. Just make sure it all comes off. Rolls it all up into a nice ball. And when you're done, it should have a little yellowish tinge to it. Okay, and it should just look like that. Okay, very simple. Anybody can do it. So, once that's done, you let it sit for a good 45 minutes so it doubles in size, like everything. While this is going, you can turn the oven on to 350. That way the oven will be warm when these are ready to go. And once it's proofed, I'll be back. So, now that our dough has rested and proofed, you can see it's about twice the size that it was when we started. So now what you want to do is take your flour, put a bit down, because it will be sticky. You can even put some in the bowl around the edge, like so. Then all you do is bring it out into your area that you want to make the dough. There it is. Then you just sort of play with it a bit, get it about the same thickness. There, see? Very nice. Now, to make the buns, you just cut it in half. Then, depending on the size you want. If you want little dinner rolls, cut that half in half. And then you can make 2, 4. Well, I screwed up. There's 7. Now, put this aside. So now that your rolls are sort of the size you want, whatever size it is, now you're going to roll them. Okay, however you want to roll them is fine. Me, I just roll them so they make a bun. Then we put them on a pan, like so. A little flour, because they are a little sticky. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of flour, because these will come up very big. Then you can put a bit of flour on your hands too, just so the buns don't stick to it. Now, if you want to see and learn how to roll it like I just did, I'll show you. Okay? You take the bun, take your hands like, you're grabbing and gripping something, whatever. Then you just roll it in your hand and keep your fingers on the table. And there you go. Nice round buns. That's a little big. We'll make one more out of this one. There. That'll make 8 in total. Now with the other half, what I like to do is simply make a little bigger bun if you want. And cut it into 3. Try to keep them as even as possible. And the same thing. And you can put those. Actually, I think what we'll do is make 4 out of this, because they're a little bigger. So we take a little from each one till they're all about the same size. See, even guys that know what they're doing fuck up. Screw up, excuse me. Now, they're a little bigger, but not much. Okay? You roll them, put them on the pan. Same thing with the last 2. No, that was about right. A little more flour. They will stick to your hands. There we go. And you just put them on a tray like that. Okay. The bigger ones at this end, make sure you put it on parchment paper. Now, what we do is we already turned the oven on. Turn it on to 350. Isn't that a cute jar? Look at that staple. Very well done. So, now that my assistant's not here, she won't be back till today. I'm sort of doing all this myself. Well, if I screw up, I'll try to make it look as good as possible. I've had a few people send me I don't have a lot of people, but I had a few people send me some questions, and one was about peanut butter cookies. Why do they always turn out flat or greasy? Well, what you do is you mix the dough, put it in the fridge for about 3 hours. It'll stiffen up. Then you scoop them out, put them on the pan. Do not press them down. Okay, they will come down by themselves. Don't press them down. And so, anyways, that was one of the main questions, was about cookies. If you refrigerate it and everything is cold, I guarantee it will come out looking a hell of a lot better than it did. Well, actually perfect if you do it correctly. Now, I want to ask you viewers something. I don't have a lot of views, and I would like some help getting more. So any of the viewers who are now my followers, if you want to send me some ideas, go ahead. Women nowadays get views very easy. They show their tits, show their ass, right? Well, nobody wants to see a naked 65-year-old guy online. Trust me, you don't. All these young women, trust me, you do not want to see that. Not till you're about 60. Then, things change. The other thing I don't understand online is the dating scene of today. These young people, you know, when I was young, you went somewhere, you met someone, you talked to them face to face. I couldn't send them pictures of my balls or send him a picture of my ass and of her ass and her boobs, because then I'd have to go to the photo mat after I took the picture where 20 people will see it. Then they give me it a week later. Then I put it in the mail. And then by the time she gets it, she's already married and has 3 goddamn kids. What is wrong with you people today? Really? Nobody has any pride anymore. You know, all these young people growing up, what the hell are you doing? Jesus. No wonder. And these are the people that are going to look after the world once they grow up, look after our governments and be our police and be our lawyers and doctors, are the same people that today, well, send me a picture of your balls and we'll see if we can go out. What the hell is that? Anyway, that's my rant for the day. So you let these sit for about 40 minutes till they double in size. I will put a cloth or something over top of them so that the heat stays in. And I will see you once they're proofed. So we're back. The buns have proofed, and as you can see, they have doubled in size. Okay. Now, what you do is you melt some butter. Make sure it's not hot when you put it on, and then you just brush it over them. It'll help keep them moist, and it will also give them a very buttery taste. Next week, we will be making another different bun, and it's called a Parker House roll. And this, the one that we are going to make, not many people make anymore because they're time consuming. Yes, they are. I have to make something that's a little more time consuming, but oh, they are delicious. And I mean delicious. Anyways, once you get them buttered, you can put sesame seed on top. You can put whatever you want on top. Okay, I don't like a lot of seeds and that on my buns or bread because I'm old, my teeth are old, and I don't need them breaking. Anyway, so you have the oven at 350. They go in the oven for about between 20 and 35 minutes. It depends on how dark you want them, or if you want them a little lighter, that's fine. Now this bun, this one recipe, will make 24 very small, nice dinner rolls. These are a little bigger than dinner rolls, but I don't like really small rolls. There's only me, my wife, and I couldn't eat them all before they went moldy or hard. So, but if you're making dinner rolls for a party or something like that, all of these are half its size. So instead of cutting it, you cut it, take the dough, cut it to 6, cut those 6 into 12 and 12 into 24. Roll them, and they will come out about this big. I'd say about between 1.5 inches in diameter. Very nice sized dinner roll. Anyways, I'm going to plop these in the oven, and when I come back, they will be done, and I will show you the finished product. So now they're baked. Okay, they're finished cooking. See that? beautiful looking buns, a little bigger than a dinner roll. You can imagine if these were in half, that'd be a perfect size. Now, what I like to do is just quickly, just a little bit of butter on top, just to make them buttery. Buttery-er. Yeah, right. Anyways, so that's it for the dinner roll. As you can see, it took around, without the baking time and the proofing time to make, it took about 5 minutes, maybe 6. So they're very simple. They're delicious. You can make them in the morning and eat them in the morning. Anyways, once they have cooled for a few minutes, take them off, put them on somewhere where they can cool, probably on a grated pan or whatever, or they will start to draw moisture. Okay? Anyways, so next week we're going to make a different roll. For the month of January, we're going to do rolls. Now, if any of my subscribers want to learn to make something that I haven't done yet, just mention it, and I will do a show on it. Anyways, I need more subscribers, so why don't you people subscribe? I can show you my ass if that'll help, but I don't think it will. Anyways, this is the Grumpy Baker. Stop loafing around and see you later, I hope.